dragons again.
I'm in a text, or all people have.
Who's India's Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas. India has certainly, sir, and welcome to the show, been benefiting from discounted rates of Russian oil. Does the country have any qualms about continuing to buy so much, given that Narendra Modi has certainly expressed concerns over the invasion, saying now is not the time for war, now is the time to move into a path of peace?
Let me first try and correct your perspective. We ended the financial year 2022, that is 31st March 22. The purchases of Russian oil was not 2%, 0.2%, number one. Number two, we still buy only in a quarter what Europe buys in one afternoon. So let's be very clear about what the perspective is. Where will we buy from? Russia is not the largest supplier of oil to India. Russia supplied only 0.2%. Now it's one of the top 4 or 5 suppliers. And in fact, the largest supplier last month was Iraq. So that there is no misunderstanding anywhere, we owe a moral duty to our consumers. We have 1.34 billion population, and we have to ensure that they are supplied with energy, whether it's petrol, diesel. We were the only country in the world which, at the time when we were feeding 800 million people 3 meals a day, which we are still doing, the government reduced its revenue in order to make sure that prices at the petrol bunk didn't go up. So we have 60 million people going to the petrol
There
bunk.
is no moral conflict with buying Russian oil?
Oh, absolutely none. Absolutely none. There is no moral conflict. I mean, somebody wants to take an ideological position. Well, but we don't buy from X or Y. We buy whatever is available, and I don't do the buying. You see, oil companies do the buying.
Let's be quite clear about this. India is a backdoor into Europe for Russian oil at the moment. You're talking about the hang on, let me just finish. You're talking about the oil that comes in and is used for, and you say there's no moral issue with this in providing.
Wait. The way she was talking to him, and it's like India. So that's the idea, right? It's like India is still like a colony as far as their attitude, right? It's like. Y'all see what we're doing over here. You know, y'all undermining what we're doing. I mean, it's like, bro, we got like billions of people in this country. Like, we got a lot of people here, and yeah, they need food and fuel and shit. We're just gonna buy the fuel from wherever the hell we can get it from. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right now, Russia is where we gonna get a lot of our shit. We don't get it all of our shit from Russia, but
this is not.
You know, if Russia gonna sell gas, we need it. Shit.
But no,
man,
listen.
How y'all gonna come over here and tell us what? Go ahead.
Well, yeah, no. The crazy part is like, let me correct you first out. It's not 0.2%. It's 0.02%. So, like, it's way less than what y'all even thinking. So it's not even enough for y'all to even. And then even if it was 2% of the fuel that they were buying, so the hell what? I got people here that I'm responsible for, and y'all, which on y'all bullshit, I'm supposed to let my people starve or go cold, you know, without have no heat or fuel to do whatever, like, because y'all got, you know,
something going on, whatever the hell it is. Like,
at what point does our moral outrage mean that our own people need to suffer?
Yes.
I mean, does that not create more suffering as a total?
Yeah, suffering is the finish. Suffering is the finish, my friend, and I don't understand why a lot of people don't get that. That's where the common sense comes in, and everybody says they have common sense, and I don't understand that aspect of the whole thing.
I get what you're saying right there, Curtis, because I don't understand why people don't get it either. As far as like the ultimate result is the people suffer. That's it.
Well, no,
exactly.
Well, no. The whole thing is
the end quotient is there is more suffering in the world.
Listen. But the whole point, and this being on live TV, is to express a point that, look, that, like, they feel that they have control over these people to try to, you know, make them do something other than what they're doing.
And that's the point I was making in the video. I want to play a little bit more, but it's bully to India is what I would call the video, because it's like the gall of this lady on CNN to like
And that's
you
why
know
the ass going out of business.
attack this guy and like say why are you not looking out for the United States? Like, you know, let me
Say,
play some.
I raise my saber of moral outrage at you. How dare thee be an asshole?
Yes,
Can't-
that's what
can't-
she's
It's like,
saying.
bitch,
y'all
I
see
got
we're
hungry
ruining
and cold
lives?
people. That's how I can be an asshole.
Yeah, can't you see we're trying to ruin lives around here? You should be a part of this too.
This is India. I'm the one they take out and fucking and stone or do whatever they do here.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah,
another part of it. Like
it's
at the
like,
end of the day, they have to answer to the Indian people. The Indian people gonna be like, bro, you
and
was
from
over
what
there
I
letting this white woman-"
understand, everywhere
They gonna
in
be
that
like, he
area of the
bitched out.
world and stuff like that doesn't do really well to failed politicians. They don't do well. Most of them end up running to here.
Let me play some more of this.
Yeah, they'll
Who we
fuck
can
around
buy
and hang his
freaking gas
ass in
from.
the town center.
Yeah.
They'll hang his ass in the town center and throw stones at his ass. He on.
Let me play some of this. You know? And then it's the attitude, it's the arrogance, it's the freaking, you know, she's down talking to him like, you know,
Who is she?
you know, this is America. You know, that's a backdoor into Russia. You know, you don't feel bad for you're supporting Russia. What are you doing?
Energy for 1.4 billion people. But let's be quite clear. Russian oil is imported, it is refined, and then it is exported to Europe, sir.
That was done by some private sector companies, not by the OMCs. Who buys Russian oil, where it is refined?
You're not denying that's happening.
No, there's no question. We have nothing to do with that. First of all, the government doesn't do the buying. Let me be very clear. Oil trade is conducted by economic entities. All right. Today I met the minister from Guyana. They've got production. Come, we'll buy from there. We're buying from Canada. You know something? I bought last year from the United States $20 billion worth, which is almost half of what I buy from OPEC. No, we will buy oil, gas from wherever we can get it.
What if the EU or the US were to ask India specifically to halt Russian oil purchases?
I'll tell you something.
Why? So the US, hey, you know, y'all know we came over here and built y'all country up. Y'all know we gave y'all language, made y'all civilized and all that. And this is how you gonna repay us? You know, look, we just gonna ask you to not buy gas from Russia. You could buy gas from wherever else you want to buy gas from. We understand you need it, but just don't buy none from Russia. Like,
yeah, that's what.
First, you should address that question to the EU or to.
She might have had a pistol. She might have had a pistol sitting on her desk.
It's the gall of these people, man. It's crazy, but you know, the U.S. hegemony or whatever, you know, the influence that we have in the world.
What is he gonna say about that?
Let me play it.
To the United States. I'm telling you, because if India did not buy or someone else didn't buy Russian oil and the Russian oil were to go off the market, what would happen to international prices? These people would turn around and then the same, somebody's cutting supply, we have more people buying it, the price will go up to $200.
Minister, with respect, I'm asking you a simple question. If the EU or the US were to ask India to halt
I don't address hypothetical questions. If the EU wants to come up with something, they will talk to us. We will examine what's in it. So what is on offer now? We have a situation where Hungarian oil can come in through a pipeline and it's exempt from the so-called price cap. Chinese oil goes through, Russian oil goes to China through the pipeline, it is exempt. Japan can buy it. So I'd like to find out whom the price cap is aimed at.
Okay,
and we'll have a good, robust discussion on that.
Because does India have a backup plan should the West tighten sanctions on Russia?
First of all, we have many backup plans.
So are you threatening them? So hey, we can ask you to not buy Russian oil, or we can make it just not available to you. How about that?
First of all, and I don't look at the way you are looking at it. We have had healthy discussions going on with the West, the United States, and the Europeans. I think this is something you're creating in a TV studio.
No, that's not fair. That's not fair.
Well,
you know the narrative is out there. I'm just.
I have just come back from the United States. Do you know what happened in my bilateral discussions with me? No, I don't have to. It's privileged conversation. But I don't feel, and I've said on record, not only now to you, Andy, but to you earlier and to us, we don't feel any pressure. Modi's government doesn't feel the pressure. We are the 5th largest economy in the world. We are the one country where we are making the transition. When you have increases in oil prices, they have consequences. One of the consequences is there'll be inflation and recession. But one of the consequences is we'll make the transition to green energy just that much faster.
And I want to talk about that. But before I do, let me just press you a little further. Will India cooperate with G7 attempts to cap the price of Russian seaborne oil?
I'm surprised that you're fixated on a proposal whose...
Yeah, she keeps hammering that. She's fixated on that. She keeps hammering it in. Hey.
Which has not been fully spelled out, number one. Number two, India will examine it. India will respond according to its supreme national interest. And I'm telling you, we will take a view and we will discuss it with everyone. So, and I'll be happy to come back to you and tell you what our response is.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll hold you to that if I can, sir, with the greatest of respect. Let's get back to Dr. Sultan's comments earlier on today, who is the head of the National Oil Company here. He's also the special envoy on climate. And I started this part of the show by discussing the fact that this is a country that has embedded energy diversification in its economic growth story, originally reliant on.
She probably felt that it was getting hot too. She's like, let's move on. Maybe I'm hammering him too hard.
Why you tell?
Looks like we got us another hit.
Stuff like that, blah blah blah. Like, well, for one, it's for his defense. Like, can't have him around here.